Well, good morning and welcome to Move Early, Move Often. It is Functional Friday. I am Blake Martin, and kind of a landmark. This is we did our very first memo without recording it way back a year ago, and so um, now we're recording them, putting them on YouTube. It's crazy. Anyways, today, Functional Friday, you're going to need a sturdy chair and you're going to need enough space in front of you that you can move a little bit. All right, so a chair and space. And today we're going to throw a bunch of things together. So we're going to start seated, we're going to rise up, and then we're going to move into quadrupedal position and we're going to stand back up. And this is going to do a few things. One, it's going to give us practice rising from our chair, which is really important. We tend to rise from our chair without thinking about it very much. And it's critical to give some thought to it so that you have proper alignment, you have good momentum, and your body is well positioned. Then we're going to move into a quadrupedal position. And that's going to give us just a little bit of activity in our body. It's great if you've been seated in your chair for a full day, but it also gives us practice transitioning to the floor. And transitioning to the floor and up is really critical. One of the things that Thomas and I have said is what we want to be able to do when we're old is we want to be able to get up off the floor. And so, you may have seen that ad years ago. It said, I've fallen and I can't get up. Well, we want to be the people who, A, haven't fallen, but B, can still get up. So with that, I'm gonna make my timer quiet here, but let's get out into the space. Let's just get into our chairs. You're going to need enough room in front of you that you can kind of come down to your hands and knees and move forward a bit and move back a bit. All right? So that's what we're going to do. So first of all, just sit in your chair and be tall in your chair, and your shoulders should be aligned over your hips and your ears should be over your shoulders. And this should be your natural posture when you're seated. You shouldn't be too slouched, although at the end of the day that can be very tempting. So nice and tall. And if you are at a keyboard, you want this slightly about 90 degrees, but a little bit just even more than that, a little lower than 90. And there's lots more on this that you can find online and all over the place. To get out of our chair, we're going to use the acronym that I created on February, I think 7th or 5th or something like that, a Functional Friday. And we're going to slide, shimmy, shuffle, or I guess you could shake, but we're going to slide to the front of the chair pan. We're going to get our hips, the H in chair, aligned over our heels. So you want to have this relationship where you have this good alignment of your base of support with your hips. Then we're going to align our spine. So one of the common mistakes that people make when they get out of a chair is they lift their chin. Rather than lifting your chin, lower your chin so that your spine is aligned. Then we're going to incline our body forward and we're going to rise using our hips. So let's just do that again. Just sit back in your chair. All right. So get that good alignment. You're tall, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, and kind of a neutral spine, not a hyperextension in the low back and not slouched, just nicely seated. Let's shimmy, shuffle, shake, or slide to the front of the chair pan. Heels more or less aligned with your hips, all right? We're going to align our spine, incline slightly forward, and the hips move up. So it should really be from the hips that we come up. Now, we're going to take one step forward and be conscious. And we're going to transition to the floor. Walk your hands out. So you're in a high quadruped position. Okay, your knees are just off the floor. They're hovering. And we're going to take a couple steps forward, couple steps back. Walk your hands in, close to your body. Rise up. And now let's sit back. So bring your hips, your chin is lowered, and we're going to sit back into the chair. The sitting down part should have as much care as the standing. So just come to standing again for a second. As we bend our hips, try not to lift your chin. Keep your spine neutral. And with your hips will be over your heels, and then we can move back in our chair pan. So let's put this together slowly, and then we're going to do it more quickly. Shimmy, shuffle, or shake to the front of your chair pan. Heels over hips. Align your spine, incline, rise from your hips. Step forward, come down low. Walk your hands out. High quadruped position. 2 steps forward in a bear crawl. 2 steps back, neutral spine. Walk your hands back. And you should feel there should be a point where when you transition, you're almost completely over your chair and you could sit back, but stand. Step back so you're close to your chair. Align your spine, bend at the hips, and sit. Okay, so really think when we're sitting down about bending at the hips. Okay, so let's smooth this out. We're going to do it more quickly now. Shimmy shuffle. Heels over hips. Align, incline, rise from your hips. Step forward. Come down low. Walk out with your hands. 2 bear crawls forward. 2 bear crawls back. Walk your hands back in. Heels are over your hips. Rise with your spine aligned. Step back to your chair. Line your spine, incline, and bend your hips. All right. Smoother now. To the front of your chair. Heels. Align, incline, rise. 1 step forward, down. Walk out, hover your knees. 2 bear crawls forward, 2 bear crawls back. Walk your hands in. Be really well positioned. Rise with your spine. Back, incline, bend at the hips. To the front, heels, align, incline, rise. Step forward, come down, walk out, bear crawl forward, bear crawl back, hands in, and rise, step back, incline your hips, and sit. Okay, take a second and just work through it without me describing it and see if there's something you're missing. Okay, so I'll do it. When you do your bear crawl, is your spine aligned? When you come back in, where's our balance? All right. So usually when I get down to the bear crawl, I have a rounded back a little bit and I have to think to straighten it out. So let's see if we can do that really smooth. All the way down. And crawl. Back. Really conscious of your spine. Okay, so pretty smooth so far. We're going to throw in an extra move here. Okay, so we're going to come to the front of our chair pan. We're going to stand, rise to our tippy toes. We're going to bring it down. Oh, I forgot the steps forward, so I hit my chair. Sorry. A step forward, rise to your tippy toes. Come down, we're going to come to our bear crawl. We're going to bear crawl forward 2 steps, rise up, back down, bear crawl out, bear crawl back, 2 steps. So we're adding 2 rises with tall hands in the middle. So there's a balance. All right, to the front of the chair pan, heels over hips, align, incline, rise, step forward, hands up, down, bear crawl out, 2 steps forwards, bring your feet in, come up, rise, back down, bear crawl out, hands walk in, rise, sit. One more time, front of the chair pan, up, step forward, rise, down, as smooth as possible, bear crawl out, bear crawl in, rise, hands, back down, bear crawl backwards out, bear crawl in, rise, and down. Okay, good. Eyes closed. So one of the things we like to do on Functional Fridays is progressively add challenges, and removing the visual modality will make it more challenging when you do the rise, and it will make it less clear where your chair is relative to you. You're going to have to rely on the proprioception, the receptors you have in your body. So be careful, but let's do this together. With your spine aligned, your chin properly aligned, ears over shoulders, front of the chair pan, heels over hips, align, incline, step forward, rise, ooh, that's scary, all the way down, bear crawl out, cover your knees, 2 bear crawl steps forward, bear crawl in, rise, I kind of clunked on that one, back down, bear crawl out, 2 steps back, bear crawl in, rise, hands up, try not to fall, see if you can, when you sit down, be careful, you might not be over top of your chair, and back. I was pretty good there. Let's do that again, a little more quickly. Slide, shimmy, shuffle to the front of your chair. Heels over hips, incline. Rise with your hips, step forward, small step. Rise up. Come down. Smooth transition. Walk your hands out, bear crawl forward 2 steps. Bear crawl your feet in. Rise, and when you get to the top, make sure your chin is tucked. Back of your neck is long. Come in. Walk out. 2 bear crawls backwards. Walk your hands in. Tall spine. Rise. Incline. Sit. One more time. Make it as smooth as possible. See if you can do it all in one smooth motion. All the way down. Bear crawl out. 2 steps forward. Walk your feet in. Rise. Ooh, almost fell off my feet. Back down. Bear crawl out back. 2 steps backwards. Keeping your spine neutral. Walk your hands in. Rise. Incline your spine and sit. Just take a second while you're seated here and check, what is your alignment like after that last sit? Mine's kind of forward and a little off to my left cheek, just kind of leaning on one cheek. So be aware when you sit, how are you seated? How is your spine aligned? We kind of put everything together from a functional standpoint. We took our seated posture, this thing that we're in all day, every day at our desks, and we took it to a standing position, being conscious of our standing. Took it to the floor, put it into some functional movement on the floor, and then we added challenges by removing our vision and also trying to make it as smooth as possible. Always be aware when you're seated of where your body is in space. Take time, maybe every time you hit the save button, to just kind of reflect on how you're doing in terms of your posture. You've moved early. I hope you remember to move often. We're taking a break for the next while, so you can always head back to January and see what we were doing then and follow through the sequence a few times. There's something to learn every time I go through these activities for myself, so hopefully there will be stuff for you as well. Hope you have a great day and a great summer. Take care.